This will be the final 3DS Monster Hunter game in the mainline installment, called Monster Hunter Generations, but later on we will get the expanded version on the 3DS, well in Japan only, but then an HD version of Generations Ultimate will come to Nintendo Switch around that time too. But let's talk about what this game is. It's an anniversary title which combines so many different things from the past games. You can go to any village from the past games, like 1, 2, 3, or 4. Well, in terms of 2, it's just Freedom 2. But we also gotten the Portable Third Village and some other places to be, which Portable Third never came out in North America or anywhere else except for Japan. But it was a nice inclusion to be part of there too. Now, Generations is an anniversary title for the game, which includes not only the original monsters, but some brand new ones too. There's also some new fighting styles called the Hunter Art, or whatever it was called. You use these arts to take down big monsters or use some sort of abilities for your own self as to how you're going to deal with these monsters. It really depends on the style that you choose too, that'll give you a huge advantage. Now here's a cool thing about this game. In each different world, like say if you go to Monster Hunter 1 place, it'll play the Monster Hunter 1 theme. If you go to Monster Hunter 3 world, it'll play the Monster Hunter 3 theme in terms of like battles. And going to Monster Hunter 4 and new ones, they play your traditional newer ones in terms of battle music. So I thought it was a nice notice that how they actually did this. Now, if you guys have the original save data of this game, you can transfer over to Nintendo Switch, but you needed the Generations Save Data app on the 3DS in order to do such thing. Just like the mainline games, there are so many quests for you guys to do, and all your weapons are there for you guys to use, and you can go hunt down monsters for hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of hours in-game content that's there, including some more collaborations and some more online quests for you and your friends to play. So in terms of this game, it's like any hub world, you can actually just go there, accept your quest, along with there being some side quests you guys can do too. So you can basically do anything you want in there. Like if you want to go to the village from Monster Hunter 1, you can. Same with the other games for like Freedom 2, Portable Third, and 4. And a newly made village, along with another one which doesn't exist until a little bit later in the game, but that's pretty much it from here on then. But there are plenty of quests for you guys to do, both offline and online, and it takes a lot of time to complete them. In terms of the Hunter Arts, you can either enable 2 or 3 of them, but that really depends on the things, where they actually have these little dots or whatever you can say, like, of how much space you'll need for these things. If you can only put up 2 of them due to the huge amount of size of these things, you gotta do so like that. Through progressing the game too, you can still learn some brand new arts, including some like upgrades for the original ones. They may have delivered some powerful damage, but they do take a long time to try to activate. So you're gonna have to be wise on how you use them. But when you do your art, in terms of like fighting the monster, if the monster attacks you, you can immediately hit him back before attempting to recharge yourself or whatever. But if you miss, then you're gonna have to start all over with the whole progression again. It takes a while, but it really depends on the arts you're actually looking for. There's also healing ones too, which I should mention. And there's plenty of fighting styles you guys can choose from. Each has their own different unique moves in terms of everything. One can just jump all over the place, and the other one can do so many different attacks, or at least deliver some powerful ones, as you will. I think they made this game a little easier just for the newcomers for the game, but everything that you'll find is all there. You don't have to use these styles if you don't really want to, but it's your choice. There's also these lab expansions too, where you can add in some more like weapon recipes or whatever too, along with there being like ways for you to get some emergency kits. So say you can go to a lab and you can order yourself a parachute full of health items, and they'll give it to you at a specific spot. but you have to hurry and grab it because it's pretty much a limited thing. So if you miss it, then, well, there's nothing that I can do for you. But they all depend on the requirements of these expansions that you'll need. They're pretty easy to get to, but some of them may take time for you to find. I think that depends on the quests you complete too, so that way you get even more of them, which can help you take an advantage against these monsters. And like I've mentioned in the previous videos I talked about Monster Hunter, G rank returns in Ultimate as usual, so there's even more quests, a lot more harder monsters for you guys to fight. There's supposed to be around like what, around 20 new ones or something, which at the time I think this makes the largest monster roster in history of Monster Hunter, which Generations is the biggest one out there when it comes to fighting monsters. So one of the big things about Generations is that you'll be facing familiar places and enemies that you fought in the previous games. But if you're new to these games, then this is a welcoming addition to you guys too, in terms of like locations and monsters for you guys to fight. One of the biggest improvements I should mention real quick is that you can now gather items much easier. Instead of tapping the A button constantly, you can now hold the button. So instead of like tapping it repeatedly for items, you can just hold it and it does all the work for you in terms of carving, gathering, and mining. So everything is there for you guys. It makes it a lot easier, as this is one of the huge improvements that the game has even had when it came to Monster Hunter. Because tapping the button makes no sense, but holding it makes a lot more sense. And I'm glad they actually addressed this, because this is one of the more annoying features you can say by tapping the button repeatedly. But holding the thing should be no problem for you guys, as it's a little bit faster, and there is like an animation where it's like it just keeps going back to carving, gathering, and whatever. And you may get some items, just like in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, like a few more times, like 2 times or 3 times or whatnot, and it's all there for you. So one of the things I can say is that you better get hunting for those monsters. So that's one of the biggest improvements I should mention real quick. And you can also use these hunting arts like pretty smartly, which I should mention this, that you gotta be smart on what you want to use in terms of like arts. So just think about it before you do anything. But if you guys have fought these monsters before, then you should know what you're getting yourself into.